Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys an updated tier list for every single role in the game. And I made a tier list like a week ago, and the reason that I'm doing a tier list very fast is because I'm unable to get a gameplay. I dropped from Grandmaster to Diamond 2 in 2 days. So I have COVID right now and I tried to play Wild Rift. I lost like 90% of my games. So I was like, okay, you know what? I cannot do this. I just can't because I'm playing so badly. So I was like, yeah, let's just make an updated tier list. Why the hell not? And I told a few friends of mine to, play some games, send the recordings to me up until I get better because I'm really not playing Wild Rift too well right now. I don't want to be uploading those types of videos because I'm literally inting games with emeralds. So, just being clear with you guys, that's why I'm uploading this tier list video. There's timestamps in the description if you just not gameplay. If you want to skip around in the tier list quickly before starting the tier list, the cow Alistar is set. So this is set right here, and wherever you see the cow Alistar, it's set. The reason is because this tier list doesn't have set, as you can see. So wherever you see the cow Alistar, that's set. So let's talk about it. This is the Baron lane, and there's one thing that hasn't changed, which is Jace, guys. Jace is super broken, and it's crazy. It's crazy how he's not nerfed yet, and he's just insanely powerful. He's not even that hard to play. SETT is just like, I don't really understand why he hasn't been nerfed yet. And then we have Renekton, who is a monstrous early game Baron laner. He destroys pretty much any matchup in the early game, and in the late game he becomes a really strong bruiser as well, like unbeatable in 1v1s, and in team fights he becomes super tanky as well. And then we have SETT. So I know that it's a very popular opinion to say that SETT is completely broken, but I played him, I analyzed how strong he is, and he's not completely broken. He's just really strong. He's really strong. Like, he's probably gonna get nerfed, but he's not completely utterly broken. Before moving to the S tier, can this video hit 2,000 likes for no reason at all? And before you ask, yes, I am working on Soraka. And yes, I am still working on AP Ezreal. I'm working on this, I haven't forgotten, but, give this video a like for no reason at all. Yeah. Camille. I'm working on a Camille video, and I want to say something about Camille. This is the hardest champion to master in the game. I'm gonna get people in the comments telling me, no, you're not right, Zed is so much harder, blah blah. Okay, everyone has their opinion, but Camille is incredibly hard to get really good at, and I put her in the S tier, but she's probably even S plus tier if you're like really good at Camille. And I know if you're really good at a lot of champions, they're gonna be strong, but Camille's one of those champions that's gonna be exceptionally strong if you're really good at her. That's why I'm practicing her yet again. I've played like 30 games of Camille, still not at the level that I need to be at all. She takes a lot of games, but she's really powerful. Darius is basically always a good pick. Darius is that type of champion that can solo carry a game, like, literally solo carry. You just have to reset your ultimate and you're gonna completely hard carry the team fight. Fiora, insane champion. Like, she doesn't really need an introduction. I want to talk about Riven though. Riven is kind of the same as Camille. The one trick Rivens are gonna have a lot of fun with her. She's really powerful, but pretty hard to play. Irelia, same story. Really hard to play, but incredibly rewarding. And it's really good to see these rewarding champions high up in the tier list, because I really like those types of champions to be the broken champions. Because if you look at champions like Garen, he's still S tier, but Garen is not supposed to be a broken champion because the champion is very still. It's like a very stupid champion. Same goes for Gragas. These are like very easy champions. Malphite too. These champions are not supposed to be in the S tier and the S plus tier. By the way, this is like a high elo tier list, just so you know. So it's really good to see Camille, Fiora, Riven, Irelia, these types of champions to be good. It's really good to see that. Jax is okay. He's pretty good, but not necessarily broken as he used to be. The health regen buff is actually pretty good, but the attack speed nerf hurts him quite a lot. He can still split push pretty fast, but they actually reduced his split pushing power with this nerf. Cannon, I've been underrating Cannon quite a lot, to be honest. Cannon is like unbeatable late game in team fights. Cannon just dives into the backline, ults, and kills everyone. Of course, it's about getting to the late game. The power curve of Cannon is like very weak in the early game, up until you reach like, like even your first ultimate is not gonna be that impactful very likely. Up until you reach like level 13, where you fully max your ultimate and you have like 3 items. That's where Cannon becomes a real powerhouse and where he kinda becomes unbeatable. But to get there is the hard part, and that is why he's not in the S tier or the S plus tier. Any interesting picks? Yeah, Nasus. You guys know I love Nasus, but he's incredibly draft dependent. Believe it or not, if Nasus is picked into the right draft, he would be bottom S tier. Bottom S tier. Not high up, but bottom S tier. In my Nasus videos, I say a lot, like I tell you guys how to draft him, but basically if you draft him correctly, bottom S tier. He's really strong. Vayne Baron Lane is like, a lot of people say, I can very easily win against anyone with Vayne Baron Lane. She's so broken. While it's true, that is basically the only power that Vayne Baron Lane has. She can win lane, but she doesn't really provide anything to her team, because your team already has an ADC, already has a mid laner who probably have a lot of damage per second. You don't need more damage per second as a Vayne. As a Baron laner. So Vayne is just not going to provide a lot of value in the Baron lane. Alright, on to the jungle tier list. And I'm quickly going to talk about SETT, which is the cow. Again, not broken, just really good, really good. Not as good as the Baron lane, because in the jungle he can't really utilize his second ability too much, and SETT is not really good at ganking. He's not the best ganker in the game, so he's strong in the jungle. Sure, he's really strong actually, but he's just not meant for the jungle. Again, he's probably gonna get nerfed, but right now he's really strong in the jungle. Jace is Jace, Lee Sin is Lee Sin, and Kha'Zix is Kha'Zix. I mean, what else am I supposed to tell you guys, right? It's the same story. It's the same boring story in this place. But if you go down, I've put Evelynn up on the top of the S tier. The reason that she's not in the S plus tier is yet again because of her power curve. She's basically like Cannon, but much better. Her early game, like before level 5, she's so weak. Like when you reach level 5 she becomes okay, but then in the late game after 4 items she becomes unbeatable. But it's all about getting to that late game, right? And I made an Evelynn video a few days ago where I tried to explain to you guys exactly how to play her, but she's much easier than Cannon, and she can get to that late game pretty easily, with those ganks, her ultimate, her camouflage. She just has everything she needs as a jungler, guys. Morgana jungle. I haven't made a video on this yet, but I'm gonna work on it because Morgana jungle has the fastest clear in the game right now. They buffed her second ability. It deals more damage to jungle camps now, and she has the fastest jungle clear in the game. Like, she can clear the entire jungle except for the rocks, the ones that are there at the bottom of the map. She can clear the entire jungle in 1 minute and 24 seconds. No, I think it's even 1 minute and 19 seconds, something like that. That's crazy. Okay, that's crazy. Camille jungle, even though they nerfed the hookshot of Camille, still insanely powerful. Yet again, in the skilled hands, Camille is gonna destroy the enemy in the jungle. Wukong, one of the best team fighters in the game, with that beautiful ultimate. He's good at ganking, his team fighting is unrivaled, he's super tanky, he really has it all, guys. Pantheon jungle, the most aggressive early game jungler in the game, pretty much the only jungler that can contest Lee Sin. Pantheon actually wins against the Lee Sin in the early game, so he's a very solid pick, especially if you're up against the Lee Sin. Vi, good. Jack's jungle still okay, but they nerfed it hard. Okay, the nerf is pretty hard. He clears jungle significantly slower now, so it takes a lot more time for him to farm up in the jungle. Like, you guys remember how he would power farm in the jungle like super rapidly? That was because his passive gave him so much attack speed. Now his passive doesn't give him as much attack speed, so of course he's not gonna take the jungles as fast. Xin Zhao, always good. Olaf, really good anti-CC champion. Rengar is an incredibly strong assassin, but yet again, Rengar has the same story as Evelynn, but Rengar is weaker at ganking than Evelynn. That's kind of the thing. Rengar is insanely good in the late game, but it takes him a while to get there. And he's not as strong as Evelynn in ganking, He needs to be in a bush to jump on an enemy, or he has to use his ultimate, while Evelynn is always ready to gank, right? Jarvan really good, tanky, Diana insanely good, like these are all okay. I want to talk about Rammus too. I always underrate Rammus. I don't know why, and maybe I still am. Like, there is gonna be a day that I'm gonna put Rammus in the A tier. I swear, this champion is just like, it feels like Rammus in the right hands is so powerful. But I never play Rammus. Maybe I should. Maybe then I will actually understand how good he is. But I just feel like Rammus has something in him that is just really good. I feel like Rammus is broken in low elo and just good in high elo if picked into the right draft. You know, if you pick him against a lot of attack damage, especially if you pick him against champions that have a lot of attack speed, you know, like Jinx, he's gonna perform really well because his second ability is gonna do so much damage to the enemies. Master Yi, you know, he's broken in low elo, but he's not that strong in high elo. Like, they nerfed him and he's just in an okay spot. Alright, onto the mid lane, and yet again, Jace. Woohoo! Wow, what a surprise! We have Jace in the S+ tier. Oh wait, I forgot to say something. Should I go back to the Baron lane? Now, you know what? I'll say it here in the mid lane tier list. Kill. I even forgot to talk about Kill. And believe it or not, Kill is genuinely D tier. Kill is useless. Okay, Kill is useless. Right now, Kill just doesn't work. She literally doesn't work. Like, you would have to get to level 15 with 4 items to start to do any damage whatsoever as a Kill. And I'm saying any damage, like not even you're not even gonna hard carry the game by this point. Kill needs a buff. Like, I even asked the person that balances, and he said, yeah, we nerfed Kill we nerfed Kill a lot just because we don't want to keep nerfing her over and over again. This is like less work for them to just hard nerf Kill and then analyze how hard the nerf is and see how much they have to buff her. Right now, Kill is unplayable. Like, just don't pick Kill. Okay, Akshan S+ tier in the mid lane. I'm working on an Akshan video. He's just like, oh my god. You know, he's an okay champion. Like, normally Akshan, I would put him in the A tier. But just because of that passive of his second ability, he's gonna be bottom S+ tier. So as I said, Akshan himself is already a pretty good champion. You know, he's really good with that reset on the third ability. He deals a lot of damage, but he's like not broken or anything. But that second ability, if you can play around it, you know, even when you use the active of the second ability, you get bonus movement speed towards a scoundrel. So if you want to kill a certain enemy and revive allies, you can use your second ability, get close to that enemy and destroy that enemy. He also has that amazing ultimate to finish off enemies. Just, he really has anything in it, everything he needs in his kit, but he needs to be played correctly. That's the thing about Akshan. He needs to be played correctly. Twisted Fate back in the S tier. You know, they buffed him yet again. They nerfed him at first, but the nerf was too much. Then they buffed him back. Twisted Fate is amazing, really, really powerful. Katarina, for those Katarina 1 tricks, still S tier. For normal Katarina players, A tier. But I put her in the S tier because pretty much every Katarina player seems to be in a Katarina 1 trick. That's why I'm rating her based on her 1 trick. But Katarina is not that good. Katarina is actually A tier, but yet again, I'm gonna repeat, Katarina 1 tricks are always the players that play Katarina. Diana, really solid, really good champion. Zed, you know, also really good. And Fizz, I have been underestimating Fizz, guys. I'm working on a Fizz video, and oh baby, this champion is strong. Fizz is really, really good. Like, his assassination is so amazing. And he counters so many champions as well, you know, because of that third ability of his. It makes him untargetable, which is really, really good against a lot of champions, you know, like against a Veigar, against, I don't know, Irelia, Kennen, everyone, like Jace, Orianna, against everyone he's good. Against Twisted Fate, he can dodge a lot of things. Another champion that I've been underrating a lot is Brand. So I've been playing some Brand and he's good, okay? He's really, really good. And I'm trying to figure out how to build him because he does have mana problems. But oh, my charge is broke. But besides those mana problems... Oh, come on. Oh wait, this looks very wrong on the camera. You know what? Let's just keep my chair broken. I already know this is going to be featured in Ignite Wild Rift's channel. Guys, please make sure you give the video a like on Ignite's channel. You know, make sure you subscribe and put a comment and tell Ignite that he's amazing. Oh my god, this one is going to be so bad. I can't wait. I can't wait. Alright, what was I talking about? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Fizz. So yeah, Fizz, no, Brand. Brand is really good. He's like, late game, he's S+ tier. But of course, you have to get to that late game, right? It's his power curve yet again. Ziggs is actually quite underwhelming. I've been playing Ziggs, and for some reason, like they didn't even nerf him too hard. Sure, they nerfed his second ability. Sure, they nerfed his first ability. Sure, they nerfed his passive, but he was still good. But for some reason, he just doesn't feel strong anymore. Like no one plays him, and I tried playing him, but he doesn't really feel strong anymore. Honestly, I don't know why, but I'm putting him in the A tier because he just feels like that, but I can't tell you why. He just doesn't feel strong anymore. Oh, by the way, this is the last day to enter the skin giveaway. Put a comment under the video. I'm going to be picking 10 winners for a legendary skin. Okay. Veigar, getting to that late game, but not that strong. Just an okay-ish champion. Alright, on to the Dragon Lane. And I've changed my opinion about Ezreal. Still S tier, but not S plus tier. Like, if you compare him to Vayne and Varus, he's kind of similar to them, and Lucian is just broken. With the Essence Reaver buff and everything like that, Lucian is just insanely powerful and completely outperforming any ADC in the game right now. So yeah, Ezreal is fine. Varus is good. Varus is really good actually. Vayne, like, what the stupid thing is about Vayne? Vayne is not supposed to be S tier. Vayne is supposed to be like a situational pick. Vayne is good against tanks, but she's so strong that she's just always good. And I think she's so strong because people in low elo don't know how to play Vayne. So Vayne has like a low win rate, and then it's gonna make them buff Vayne, right? So like Vayne is just way too strong right now. Caitlyn is one of the most oppressive laners in the game, in the early game. The only problem about Caitlyn is her mid game feels so weak. Like especially if you don't win your lane, during the first dragon, she feels so weak. She just doesn't deal damage. And she compensates for it in the late game though, because in the late game she does deal a lot of damage and she has all of those traps in the late game. But yeah, the only real problem with Caitlyn is her mid game, and I'm working on a Caitlyn video as well, but she's just a solid A tier. Kai'Sa, solid A tier. Ashe, very underrated. She's really strong, and I'm gonna make an updated video for her too. Orianna in the Dragon Lane, guys. This is a champion that not everyone plays, but is insanely good in the Dragon Lane. Orianna, if you need ability power in your team, pick Orianna in the Dragon Lane. Corki, good. Misfortune is broken in duo queue, but not as much in solo queue. You guys remember that Misfortune video that I made? If you play her in a duo queue with a really good support, she's still S plus tier. But otherwise, just a solid A tier. Jhin. Can we please buff Jhin just once? One buff. Just one thing. Buff Jhin, please. Alright? Please. I'm saying please. I'm being nice here. And I'm pretty sure the community is gonna say please as well. But okay, on to the support tier list. And Nami, the usual. This is the usual, honestly, like the S plus tier. Nami, Lulu, Thresh. I'm not gonna waste your time. These are just the best supports. I want to talk about Soraka again though. I've downgraded her from the bottom of the S tier to the top of the A tier. Like, still incredibly good, but after playing Soraka myself, I realized she's really hard to play. Okay, she's not easy. You're not supposed to go for the Rod of Ages Warmog build. That build obviously makes Soraka easy, but that build makes Soraka B tier as well. The build that you're supposed to go for, which I'm going to give you guys very soon, is something around the Staff of the Flowing Water. This, combined with a highly skilled Soraka player that can continuously hit her first abilities, that's what makes Soraka strong. Not Rod of Ages Warmog, guys. And I've seen it firsthand. Like, I've been playing a lot of duo queue with a player that's, I believe, currently top 5 Soraka or something like that, or top 10. So I've seen it with my own eyes, but it's really hard to play this champion. Rakan is really good. He has it all, Braun is the best meat shield in the game. And then Janna, who has that amazing shielding, late game CC, the healing, everything really. Leona is surprisingly strong. She deals so much damage as a support, and she has so much CC, and she is so tanky. Like, her powers are really, really good. And then, Lux, Alistar, these are all just okay. Blitzcrank is surprisingly good, The fact that he's in the A tier, quite surprising to me. I kind of thought that he was trash, but I've seen a lot of Blitzcrank, and if played correctly, and I have quite a lot of Blitzcrank videos, so you should definitely check them out. Like, there's different types of playstyles when you play Blitzcrank. You have the incredibly aggressive roaming playstyle with Blitzcrank, basically constantly roaming around, hooking enemy blue buffs, red buffs, enemy mid laner, baron laner, everything. And you of course have the normal Blitzcrank, playing in your lane and hooking the enemy. I have videos on all of this, so if you're interested in seeing me play Blitzcrank, then just look up HellsDevil Blitzcrank, and I have like 3 or 4 videos on it. You should definitely check them out. Brand support surprisingly good. You know what? No, not B tier, A tier. Surprisingly good. If your team already has tanks, and if the enemy team has tanks too, the reason that I'm saying if the enemy team has tanks is because Brand's passive deals damage equal to enemies' max HP, regardless of how much AP you have. So even if you're playing him in the support, even if you don't get a lot of AP, you're still going to be shredding their HP. So if the enemy has a lot of tanks and your team has tanks as well, so you can actually go for Brand support, go for it. And I might make a video on support Brand too, but I'm working on a mid lane Brand video too. It's kind of the same principle. So let me see, is there anything? Yeah, Senna is weaker. The range nerf hurts her a lot. She's just not as strong as she used to be. She's really not that strong. My throat is starting to hurt, so let's just end this video real quick. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.